I'm Froggy, and today you are joining me in my craft room. Since it's Halloween time, I want to make a costume for the dolls, but I don't want to do anything that actually changes my doll, so I'm trying to make this new little, it's like a unicorn costume because I am actually really crazy about unicorns. In some older videos, we made a unicorn horn for the dolls and it has little ears on it. And I was like, that is so adorable, but now we need an actual body to match. And so they're not really a unicorn, it's more like a centaur, like a unicorn centaur. And this is what I have so far, and it's just, the body is too long. I'm trying to figure out how to make it look just the way I want. And right now we're not there, so we're still in the brainstorming process. Like the tail is not even attached, it's like pin the tail on the unicorn. I made this pattern this morning and I think we gotta, the dog, we have to squish this. Yes, it has to be shorter. I was, when I was making the pattern, here's my paper from my first pattern, I was actually looking at the My Little Pony and seeing how they construct it and trying to figure out how I can make this, you know, without the head for the doll. And so this is where we are. The doll will slip into the horse's front legs. Like, these are her legs, so they're posable. See, that's gonna be so cool if it actually works. Maybe we'll make the horse go yee. But you know, right now her body's like a Dachshund unicorn. I'm using felt for the body because felt is easy to work with. We have several colors here and lots of natural colors. And during the test run process, I just decided to start with white. Then we have a whole bunch of yarn, which we're gonna use for like the tail and maybe some feathers. Right now I just kind of matched it up to her hair a little bit and her little sad tail right there. But, so pretty much this pattern isn't working. I have some more scratch paper and we're gonna just trace the pattern again, and this time we're gonna make the body shorter. So I think that would solve the problem, is if we make the body shorter and make the barrel, maybe make the barrel a little wider. So maybe I can just fold this pattern in half to shorten it. Wait, how much do I want to change it? Like that much. Probably about that much. I eyeball everything. That's why I hardly ever use measurements. I'm just going to try and fold it so I don't have to redraw the whole pattern. I'm gonna lay it on my paper and trace it. And I'm going to make the barrel a little wider. Like, I'm just going to draw maybe a line going straight across, because when I'm sewing, it naturally dips down in the middle. So let's just make a line going straight across. That might actually work. All right, now I'm gonna cut it out. New pattern, old pattern. So we already know that this one isn't doing what we want it to do. So I'm gonna put it over here in the other pile. I don't throw away my old pattern just in case I need to go back and revise this one. So this is the new pattern and it's on scratch paper, so it looks all crazy. But we also need to revise the belly because we had to cut a separate piece to go down there. I have to fold it so that it measures up with the fold of this one. Then I'm going to trace it onto a new piece of paper, and I'll even out the lines here because they look a little crazy. I made the belly a little wider, like for the barrel, and at the back of the horse, instead of it coming to a triangle, I rounded it out to hopefully give it a little bit better shape. So here is the new pattern, and in a minute I am going to cut it out and re-sew it. I've sewn the whole thing by hand, so it takes a while. But I also have to plan out how I want the horse or the unicorn or centaur to look when it's all done. Now I want to also kind of brainstorm about how we should do like the tail and the mane. Do we have feathers? All that kind of stuff. Well, actually we won't need a mane because the doll's head has hair, and that's going to be the head of the horse or the centaur. So all we have to really worry about is the tail and the hooves or the feathers. If we do feathers, And that feathers are the hair that hangs down around the horse's hoof. Yeah, down there. So if we do feathers, we don't really have to put too much detail into the actual hoof itself. We can kind of, you know, skate around that a little bit. And the tail, I want to use yarn because it's inexpensive, and when you brush yarn out, it looks like hair. So here we just made a little braid, and then we brushed out the end of the braid, and there, see, it's like horse hair. So then all we gotta do is tie it going all the way up the tail so that she has a big flowy tail. So attaching the feathers though, that would be a little more complicated because we're not gonna just make a braid for the feathers. It'll be loose yarn, so it'll be all fluffy, and I guess we could glue it on. Or we could stitch individual little pieces of yarn on and then brush it out. Haven't quite decided that one yet. Something else that we could do, we could add like a saddle or something, like a blanket onto the horse to break up this space. So if we did want to keep the longer body, you know, like hanging some little drape, or does this make sense? If I just cut like an oval of fabric, I could lay it over the back of the horse and then maybe put some little roses on there, or maybe have some butterflies, some crystals, like little gems all over the place. That could be cute and very time consuming. So we have to sit down and figure out which way this project is going to go. I keep adding more and more stuff onto it, and eventually it'll take me like a week to finish this. So that's where we are right now on this project. I'm gonna get back to figuring this out, and I think we're at a good place. I think we've solved the whole pattern issue with the extra long Dachshund Centaur unicorn, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel to see our tutorial for our unicorn centaur doll costume. However, we're gonna title this. And we'll see you next time on the Frog Vlog.